What's going on, everybody? Jorge Aquino coming to you live and direct. It's Tormenting Tarmac. It's a podcast where the enthusiast never dies. This little Christmas marathon keeps going. So I'm trying something out new. We are, I think we're going to go ahead and do like a cast miss. So instead of vlogmas, we're doing cast miss. So I think we're going to be releasing multiple episodes a week for the entire month of December. That is my plan. So you guys are my second episode of the week, but then also going to be the second episode of the week dropping. Ladies and gents, if you're watching this on YouTube, you get a chance to go ahead and see my not just my good friends. These aren't just my good friends. These aren't just my brothers. This is cool because these two individuals were the first ever guest on Tormenting Tarmac all the way back in April of 2022. Fast forward to December of 2025, we're still good friends. We still chat all the time. We still appreciate one another. That is, of course, Dylan Orluck, account executive over at DuPont Registry. Jordan Aquistapace is here, director of lifestyle over at DuPont Registry. My brothers, season's greetings to you both. How are you?
Man,
What's
what an
happening?
intro. Yeah,
Yeah,
good, man. How are you?
doing great. I'm really excited. I'm always excited when we get a chance to do a podcast together. Jordan, you haven't been on the podcast in over a year and a half, so it's exciting
Yep.
to go ahead and get you back on. Dill and I haven't gotten a chance to see each other since we was hit last year in January, and we haven't recorded since last Christmas. So it's again like festivities all the way around, baby. Festivities all the way
We've
around.
been stacking the stories. That's why
We've
we're trying to
got that's what
create the memories.
we are creating the memories, creating the content, creating the conversations for everyone to be able to enjoy. Every single time that Jill and Jordan get a chance to go ahead and hop on the podcast, it's always a blast and a half. These two are dudes who I've come to love and cherish and really appreciate because when I so background for anybody who's started listening to us relatively late, like the first ever two episodes of Tormenting Tarmac dropped in January of 2022, which was a Sunday. And it was the first day of Barrett Jackson in 2022, which was I went to Barrett Jackson that day. And the first two people that I ran into were Jordan and Dylan at their booth at Barrett Jackson with, I think it was luxury auto collections cars that you guys had because they're one of your clients. I think that's what it
Yeah, we
was.
had those. We had luxury auto collection. We had the white
Post
Bugatti,
Malone,
Post
Post
Malone's
Malone's
Post
car.
Malone's
Bugatti, the
Bugatti,
Chiron. Yes.
Tech Art car, which was
Creative
pretty
Bespoke.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
Creative
creative.
Bespoke was there as
Was
well.
there was a 6x6, and I can't remember if it was a G wagon or if it was a defend. I think it was a Defender.
G Wagon.
It was a G wagon.
G-Wagon.
Okay,
Oh,
Those are
cool.
well,
nice to use.
actually, I don't remember which year because we did have both. We had a Defender 6x6 and we had the G Wagon 6x6. And when we were backing up the G Wagon 6x6, it didn't have a backup camera.
That's wild.
So we were like trying to park it in this tight space and we could not get like maneuver it. And then I had to check to see how close we were because it was just me and Jordan backing the whole thing up. And not only that, but you're on Swiss tracks. So with the six wheels, it was literally just like ripping up the Swiss tracks. We couldn't see
Yeah.
anything. It was a
It was so
nightmare.
loud. It's so loud too. I'm like calling which way, and you're a mile behind it. So like Dylan probably can't hear me. I'm like, it's crazy.
That's insane,
That was
dude. It's
funny. I
just
forgot about that.
oh, dude, that was a great day. We had a great day that day,
Yeah,
and
we were up till 10 p.m. I think that day. I think we were there from like literally sun up to sundown because they had a gala there that night,
that's
and we
right, the
had to
Sunday
sit. We
Gala.
had to sit and watch the cars. So Dylan and I were literally standing in like that one. I don't know what you'd call it, a 30 by 30 from like probably 8 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. Great. We
That's
We
love
had
cars.
we had people back at work betting us like how many push-ups we could do. Be like, all right, if you can do like 50 push-ups, I'll just Venmo you $20. And like we would just be behind the cars doing push-ups because there was no one around and we just tried to stay awake. Oh my God.
Oh,
Dude.
So
That's
fun.
that's what,
so
dude.
fun.
Those Barrett days, they're long, bro. I just did the fall auction, right? And then so I was there Friday and Saturday. Um, Friday I didn't get there till maybe like 11 in the morning, and then I was there until 7. Granted, not that long as you guys, but that's still a long day. Had a couple things to
Yeah.
do right after that, and then have a 50-minute drive back home because I'm all the way on the west end. So like I'm not that close to Scottsdale. So I've got that. And then the following day, you know, I wanted that the plan was to go to visit, Espressos and Engines. Shout out to John Paul, right? And so I was going to go, and then I had to take care of a few things at home. My kids wanted me to stay a little longer, and I said, "All right, you know what? I'm doing it for the kids. I'm doing it for my wife. I love them. They tolerate me. It's a great even. It's a great even exchange." So I get to Espressos and Engines after it's over. So all you see is John Paul just completely breaking down stuff. I sent you the picture. There's a video that I sent you. I think he's like just tossing out water, and it looks like he's taking an enormous piss right in front of the restaurant. It's actually great. Such a great video. And I actually
That
ate at the
restaurant is
restaurant.
awesome.
The restaurant is delicious. I ate
Awesome.
there, and it was a delicious sandwich. So shout out to Andreoli's Italian market, or Italian grocer, I should say, over in Scottsdale, Arizona. That's GP's family's restaurant. It's sensational. That is damn good Italian food.
I want to go
Um,
so bad.
Dude, what would you do?
It's
Okay,
crazy, dude.
it,
I
it's
know, I
it's
know. It's got to
delicious.
be awesome.
Yeah. So now the thing about Jordan, because Jordan's the director of lifestyle. So that means that he's always doing cool stuff, but he's also writing up a bunch of stuff, right? But a lot of it is mostly administrative, no?
Yeah,
Kind of?
so sort of. So mostly I've grown to become like a piece where I can like do kind of whatever I want to do. Whether it's, it's taken a while to do that because
Yeah.
I've kind of just grinded from just doing articles all day every day to kind of seeing other people around us doing, whether it's like brand trips with like Rolls Royce and stuff. It's stuff that I've kind of learned to do as well, which is so fun. But a lot
Right.
of it was just administrative, just behind the blog, just writing all day long. I put in the work.
You put in the work, man, but it's working out. It's working. It's working out. Trust me. I heard Rolls sent you a little gift for the wedding. I want to talk to you about that a little bit and whatnot. So
Yeah.
that's the one thing. Our boy got married. What 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks? 3 weeks ago now, right?
3 weeks ago. Yeah, 3 weeks ago now. It feels like,
Congratulations.
dude, yesterday flew by.
I
Crazy.
know. I know. So, Dill, real quick, because you told me that your flight plan for that entire week was actually kind of ridiculous. I remember you actually had to skip SEMA to get back to Florida. So you went out to Sonoma with, of course, shout out to Ali, right? So you did that velocity rally that they were doing.
Yeah, well, first I flew, I'm trying to think of the days now. I think I flew, oh, so Friday was Halloween.
Yeah,
I wanted to be here for that. Saturday, first thing in the morning, I think I was up at like 3 in the morning Eastern.
that's
Drove to
insane.
Orlando and drove to Orlando, which is like an hour and a half. Then flew to Vegas to go to the Vegas Concours because
Uh-huh.
I mean the hype around that was insane. They were going to break the world record for most number of Lamborghinis, most Bugatti Veyrons in one spot. I think they were going for a Pagani record too. So I
Yeah,
was just like, there's no way I'm not going to see that.
yeah.
Then from there, I met up with our good friend Ali, Otto Hoffs. He and I went to the airport at 3 a.m. the next morning, Vegas time. Flew to, where did we fly to? Oakland, I believe.
Okay.
From Oakland, we picked up a McLaren that they were giving us. We got into a McLaren and drove to, I think it's Paso Robles,
Yeah.
um, to start the Velocity Tour. So then we did the Velocity Tour Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I got on a red eye to land. I think it was Wednesday, land Thursday morning because people were coming into town to start like the festivities for Jordan. So then
Right.
that whole thing started right then and there. And yeah, it was a whirlwind. But I was just praying that I wasn't going to get sick. I was just like, that was the whole thing. Like, this is going to be so much fun, but like,
Yeah.
please, I just want to be able to make it through this week. It worked
It's
out.
no, for sure. I
Yep.
mean, it's an insane turnaround. But here's the thing: we're so committed to our friends, right? We're so committed to our boys because you guys go way back. You guys have been like best friends for like 20 years at this point, right? Like you guys went to high school together. You guys started at DuPont together. Like, you know, like a couple of Vermont kids going down to Florida and then living your best lives. Like it's like you guys are a movie in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? I love to see it. And so like it's one of those things. Like that's your boy. You can't miss the wedding. You can't. And so like the fact that you were able to go ahead and pull that off and then get back just in time and then be able to still pull off the festivities, still be one of the groomsmen at the wedding. Like that's crazy cool, dude. Like
Or just
that.
the fact that I blew up your SEMA plans and you're still friends with me. It's crazy.
Dude, there's
Like I
no
blew up my own
SEMA.
SEMA plans and I'm mad at myself, but next year.
I think SEMA would have killed me. I think SEMA is so, especially if you do it with Ali, you
Yeah.
have to do
Doing
every
everything.
single building, every single walkway. You have to go down every single hall. And
Right.
I think after that entire week, like Ali did it. He went and did it. I think I just would have died at SEMA. And I that's an event that I'm okay missing for a wedding. I had a
Yeah.
really great time seeing all of our friends, so I wouldn't worry too much about it.
No, that's too sick, man. So now Jordan, you were talking about earlier that you've worked really hard over the last few years to really kind of formulate the relationships and everything like that. Obviously, DuPont being such a great brand, the three of us grew up seeing the DuPont Registry magazine from
Yeah.
in the late 90s, early 2000s. Like that's our time. We I'll never forget our first podcast that we did together. We talked about the SLR McLaren being on the cover, I think on one of the Christmas covers in particular for DuPont. It was like 2004 or something like that. So like it sticks in my mind. Like DuPont is like when you think of luxury cars and luxury homes, obviously, and now the three of us are huge watch enthusiasts and whatnot. Like we think of DuPont and whatnot. So you've been able to go ahead and formulate this relationship as the director of lifestyle over these past like 4 to 5 years at this point. So, what roles did Rolls of North America go ahead and send you to for the wedding? Because that's kind of sick to know.
Yeah, so like first things like huge shout out to those guys. I mean, geez, like
Hey, Rolls Royce, how
that's
y'all
crazy.
doing?
I know. If you're yeah, if you guys are here and watching this, like thank you. No, I still have like we've got tons of photos being developed or not developed, but edited and stuff. So like I have
Yeah.
great cards going out to everyone with us in front of the car. But no, they were super kind enough to loan a press car. It was a 2025 Ghost,
Woof.
which was sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That is the
they were
perfect
able to
wedding
make it
car.
happen. It
Yeah.
was, yeah. I mean, it's like it went perfect. It was this unbelievable, like lyrical, like can't remember the exact name, but it was like lyrical, like cherry. It was like a dark red metallic. It was so cool. So
What
yeah,
an
we
interesting color on a Rolls too. Because like
yeah,
I think of like black, I think of white, I sometimes think of a dark blue, and you'll think of red, but like that dark cherry, that's not a color that you always think about on a Rolls. And like I like the fact that they were. I was talking about this with somebody not too long ago, and I think it was 2 years ago that the Spectre press car was making its rounds on the West Coast, and it was
yeah,
like this like greenish with a crazy pinkish interior. And I was like,
yeah.
yo, whoever is specking this at Rolls Royce right now, the utmost biggest salute for the craziness. Cause like I love that. Because your typical Rolls customer isn't going to buy that, but maybe they will once they see how sick it looks. So a dark cherry like that is unbelievably cool.
Yeah, and it seems like it was almost like I've been lucky enough to like, tag along with them on a few things, and that was like the most modest one that I've driven. Like
Right.
everything else has been like purple with like the crazy purple and gold interior, or like there was another Ghost that we drove with like, turquoise interior. Like Rolls is definitely like on the up push with like bespoke creations and
Yeah.
limitless colors. Like they've said it at some of the stuff we've gone to, but like the average age of a Rolls Royce owner is like going down like by the day. Like people are younger, they're wanting to really customize cars to like the best of their ability, and it's going crazy. So
Sure.
Rolls is definitely in the top tier for the coolest car maker right now for me.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't
It's
agree with you
crazy.
more. Yeah, well, like you because I know you've driven in a couple of roles yourself there, Dill, right? And so, and I know that you probably help exchange on a bunch of them for your clients and whatnot. Like these last like 5 years in particular, ever since they released Dawn, Wraith, now Spectre, like I genuinely really like Spectre. I know that people don't like it because it's electric. Like I think it's the perfect rolls actually, other than it being a two door. Like if it was a four door EV, I'd be like, chef's kiss, we're in the game. But Spectre overall is just cool. Like these last 5 years, that's five, let's call it seven to be quite honest, but like they have, it's not that they've separated themselves from Bentley. They've just differentiated themselves a little bit from Bentley because Bentley has gone in its own route in the sense of like Bentley has this cool thing of like, yeah, their luxury still exists, but like the new Continental GT Speed that's coming is it the GT Speed or what? It's no, it's the Super Sports. The new Super Sports
Yeah,
is going to be the sickest car of 2026 as of right now. Obviously,
beast,
it's
beast.
so cool. But like, what are your thoughts on Rolls over the past few years and their evolution? Because it's been really fun to see.
It's been fun to see. You can definitely see the younger turn in the brand. I still think that they're a performance chaser. Obviously, I think that they take a lot of pride from what I've
Yeah.
learned in Black Badge and very specifically Spectre.
Yeah.
Um, it's their supercar. And
Mm-hmm.
Dylan and I were lucky enough. We did the Black Badge Spectre in Monterey. We had it for a day. And dude, it's serious. It's like you're not sure what to make of it because it's just like everything,
Sure.
like it is a coupe, but we had four people in it at one point. Everyone's comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You put your foot to the floor and it's gonna outrun mostly anything that's half its weight.
Right.
It's such a crazy car, and it's like I mean, it's right on point with what's happening right now, but I still think it's ahead of its time. I mean, for a car that big to do what it does on the road, it's awesome.
Yeah. Like being in Monterey, Dylan, is that the you and I have had these conversations of what the perfect Monterey car is? Because obviously we've had that conversation with Lorenzo, we've had that conversation with GP. Is the roles that Jordan described, could that be the Monterey car?
Yeah, I thought about it a lot because I had a lot of like meetings and things to do, and
That's
rolling
such a
around in
flex, bro.
that for the
That's
day,
such a flex.
it was so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, even like just going out to eat, like it was awesome
Right.
having that car. But I almost think that like if you're out there for work, I think having a driver and a Rolls would be the ultimate because parking sucks at like
It
most of the
does.
Yeah.
places. So that would be the ultimate car, or you would have to do like Myers Manx or something like fun on the back roads that's like not crazy fast because you can't really go that fast around there.
Right.
So but yeah, no, I loved the Spectre and I didn't think I was going to. I really I thought it was cool, but like I didn't expect to like it as much as I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting because like we're all used to the V12 in this in the big rolls, right? And then we're used to the W12s and or the V8s and the Bentleys. And I think and again, you always anytime you want to do a comparison, you try to go ahead and compare Rolls Royce to Bentley, but in all reality, Rolls Royce has always been just a step above, to be quite honest, even though Bentley is like flying spurs like the tits. But Rolls to me has fit the bill of yeah, why not give that an EV powertrain? Because it's instant torque, it's serenity, right? It's this like it's literally you're on a cloud. You're not hearing the like no one's ever said, "Oh, that V12 and that Rolls Royce sounds so thick, bro." Like that's not what it's about. It's about torque. It's about like effortlessness. And so
Yeah.
it when they decided to put the EV powertrain into the Spectre, I was like, yeah, man, this is the way to go. And I'm curious to see as to whether or not we'll see that and do that more with other models, whether or not a Phantom will eventually get a EV powertrain. Maybe they'll go ahead and give it to the Go. Well, maybe they can go ahead and stay with the V12 and a Ghost, but you know, I think they could go ahead and get away with both. And I think that
Yeah.
if you are a fan of Rolls Royce and fan of the luxury and fan of like essentially jetting across, but on four wheels, having that powertrain suits it really well because all you care about is just serenity. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and that's all it does is just adds comfort. It's like
Yeah.
from the V12, you're not getting much noise at all.
Mhm.
But with Spectre, it's like there's nothing. You're literally like that term, like floating on a cloud. It is like that's the new definition of it because there's
Right.
nothing else, making noise around you, or it's perfect. The best car.
You hear that, Rolls Royce? We said that your car is perfect. You're welcome.
Yeah, it is.
if you want to go ahead and throw one out here, the West Phoenix, I'm happy to go ahead and take one out for a couple of days. Um, boys, the wedding looked magical, Jordan. And again, I'm very
Thank
happy
you.
for you, and congratulations to, of course, Blair. You love to see it, dude. And I love, and Jordan, I'm so proud of you. I know Dylan and I are both so happy for you guys and all that good stuff. So
Thank you
it's
guys.
so cool. It's the week after Thanksgiving. So Dilly Dill did his annual traditional Florida, Vermont,
Vermont, that
back to
trek.
Florida in a Raptor, of course, because why, Dill and Raptors go together like, pizza and buffalo wings, man. It's just, it just goes together. You know what I'm
Seriously,
saying?
peanut butter and
Serious.
jelly, dude.
Peanut butter and jelly. Like I'm surprised, Dylan, that Jim Farley hasn't called you up and be like, "Hey, listen, man, I want to talk to you and really get your thoughts on the next Raptor," because you and I were talking the other day when you were driving back. Remind me and remind the audience again how many Raptors you've owned at this point.
This is my fourth Raptor.
Your fourth Raptor. Now, remind me, have they all been the V6 gen cars, or did you have a first gen Raptor at any point in your time?
When I'm looking, I always start at first gens,
Yeah,
but
Yeah.
it's so hard to find a good one that they're not asking for $1 million.
sure. Like
The
Ali got into it good because he bought them when they were quote unquote cheap, and he's put like 1 million miles on his, and I bet you he could
Yeah.
still ask for like 45 or 50 grand, and he'd get it. Like their value is
Yeah.
like that is the floor. Like 50 grand on first gen Raptors is the floor, no matter how many miles you have on them. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's messed up because I really do want one. And Ali's like we were when in I had never actually seen his truck in person until this year at Monterey.
Yeah.
And we went for a ride in it. And Jordan and I looked at each other like, this is it. Like this is,
Oh, dude,
what we
I
need
was on
in our lives.
A Raptor hunt for like 2 months after, and like I'm sending both of them like everything I find, and it's the truck I've always wanted, and it's the next truck I have to have, but it's finding like the perfect one.
Yeah,
And it always comes down to the
It's
Gen 3
hard.
because it's a big screen.
I agree.
It's so stupid, but the big screen in the Gen 3 is just like
Yeah.
the reason why I always go back.
I mean,
I was this close to buying a Gen 1 and I ended up going a different route and I bought an Audi S4 manual and that was just like nothing but problems the entire ownership. It was like the last year of the manual. It was a really sick car, but it was just a nightmare to own. And I
that
think
engine
about
is
it
a
every
ticking
like
time bomb, isn't it?
well, they're
Three
not
out.
bad engines. This transmission was just junk and
Okay.
nobody could figure it out. And I was just like, it would make like this horrible noise when I was driving it, but no one could figure out what the actual noise was. And I had guys be like, oh, no, that's this, or I don't even remember what they were fixing, but they would, I'd bring it to the shop and give them money and it would come back. And they're like, dude, I'm so sorry. Like we can't figure out what this is.
It was a money
But
pit.
that
That's
being
crazy.
Oh my gosh. I try not to lose too big on cars. I lost on that one. But I think about that all the time. Like if I had just gotten the Gen 1, like I could have made money and just, been happy. But
You'd have a few less
Rust
grays on your
bucket.
hair. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No. When I used
Yeah.
to be a valet down in Tucson back in the day, there was this one dude who would always stay at the hotel because I think his son played football at the U of A. So he would go ahead and come for his home games and stuff like that. And him and his wife. So this would have been like 2012, 2013, 2014, right around there. So the dude owned a first gen 6.2 liter V8. And he'd always pull up in the front and valet with us and stuff like that. So I'd get a chance to go ahead and drive it to the parking lot, and I would, you know, it's been 12 years now. So sorry, bro. I would floor it every single time to get to the parking lot. That truck, it's the OG. Like the OG Raptor is so special because, and Dylan knows this. He knows, and Jordan, I've told you this a million times. I'm a huge fan of the TRX. Like, when Dylan had his TRX, like I was like, Dylan is actually, you know, he's God for like 2 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I love a TRX, and it makes me mad that the TRX market is essentially every TRX is at the cheapest, like 90 grand right now. I'm like,
Yeah.
great, that's fantastic. But you know, when the first gen Raptor came out, it was special, right? And we've talked about this on countless occasions because like the three of us, we all grew up in the early 2000s stuff like when we were teenagers, and like Dodge, you know, the SRT 10 Ram, you know, but it was a street truck, right? The SVT Lightning was a street truck. The Silverado SS was a street truck. Hell, even the S10 Extreme and whatever. Like
I
were,
forgot about that.
dude, how cool were those trucks, right? They were so
I
rad.
love an S10.
Yeah, and then what was what's the TRD, the Tacoma Street Runner one, the like one that's
like a
lower.
sport
the
or
lower
something.
Tacoma.
Yeah, that was so sick.
Those
dude.
are tight.
Those are tight. I've been telling my friend Brian and my friends Brian and Brandy that they still need to go ahead and buy that. They've got it. They've got their eyes on it. I hope they do it at some point. But like,
Or like
that's
Typhoon, Cyclone.
Typhoon,
Yeah.
Cyclones. Those were the tits. Silverado SSs from the 90s, the one with the 454. Like, just
Oh yeah, the boxy one.
like, dude, that was the time, right? But they were all street trucks, right? And so when Ford decided to go ahead and bring out the Raptor and make this whole thing like the whole, you know, I remember it's got Fox shocks, and it's like, yeah, that's so cool. And it's like, you know, jumping like 6 feet in the air and stuff like that. You know, you got Matt Farah breaking his back because he was jumping like crazy dunes in California and whatnot. What a G. And so like,
Have you done the TRX thrill ride? I'm sorry, I
no,
can't.
I haven't. For as big of a fan as I am of the TRX, you know what the thing is though, guys? I'm not gonna lie, I'm scared, and I'll tell you why I'm scared. Because sometimes I get really, really car sick. It depends on who's driving, and I feel like if I mistimed me eating before getting on that, I feel like I would like not be able to enjoy myself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
dude,
like I have to do like short.
you would have hated going to Vermont with us in the TRX from Florida.
But
Were
the key would have been
flying.
is I would not have eaten prior. That's the key. But then when you're so busy like we are at Barrett, like you know, I'm in the media center, I'm having to go ahead and munch on some stuff like that. And like you got to time it right. So I would have timed it with you guys because we probably would have not eaten until afterwards, and that would have been the right move. So I think next month I have owed myself the thrill ride in the TRX if they have it.
You literally have to do it.
Yeah.
It's why I bought one, which is awesome because like that's exactly why it's there. But I had a Raptor at the time and we did that run and it's like no joke.
Go
It's
up a
like
jump,
a 10-foot jump,
a literal
like
jump,
a huge jump
Yeah.
and land like you didn't go off a huge jump. And it's like for a stock truck, it is so impressive. And I just remember all of us flipping out afterwards being like, dude, I cannot believe that we just did that. And then I just started hunting for one.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't have it for very long because that's a very stupid decision, but it was cool.
Well, that's the thing. You've timed your ownerships of all your Raptors and the TRXs. You time it. You'll put as many miles as you possibly can, and then you're like, okay, right before, because that's the move with these Raptors and even the TRXs. Like, if you don't want to take a full bath, you got to go ahead and trade them in right beforehand, right? That's kind of the move.
Yeah,
yeah.
They hold their value pretty well.
They do.
There's like a few,
but there's
of
tiers.
The
there's tiers of where it is that you will land in terms of how much money you'll be able to go ahead and get out of said trucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's
those mileage gaps where you're like, this is where I need to start thinking about getting rid of it. And if I go over this, I'm smoked. But
yeah, like 40 to 60, they're 1,000 miles. They're all like kind of the same. So if you can get one closer to 40 and keep it to 60, like things like that, where
but there's that low where it's just like even ones with like 100K on them are still like 30 grand,
30 grand, which is insane.
Oh yeah.
And then if you get a Raptor, if you get a Raptor 37, which I know a couple people actually on my way home today, I had to stop at the grocery store before I got home to do the podcast with you guys. And there was this one dude who had his Raptor 37 like right next to me at the street light. I'm like, you son of an actual bitch. Like, I hate you, but I love you.
That's
for
what
owning
Dylan's
37.
is.
Yeah, I know. You got a 37. Yeah. That's to me the move. in current generation. You either get a 37 or you go ahead and nut up and shut up and go ahead and buy a Raptor R and drop all your money on it,
I wish.
which is extremely tough
Yeah, I want
to
one so
do.
bad.
Yeah, I know. Like again, that when they dropped the Raptor R and they were like, yeah, it's going to go ahead and run you about 125 grand MSRP. I was like, it didn't make any sense because TRXs, when Dodge dropped it, were the same prices as a regular Raptor. So it's like, oh, okay. So you decided to give it the V8. You decided to give it, near as makes no difference, a little bit more horsepower than the TRX, but you're going to charge 30 grand more. Like that, I was like, and I was like, that's crazy. It's not going to do well. You can't find one under MSRP.
No.
Oh, good luck. I looked for a long time recently. It's really hard.
And if you do, like, none of them are under, like, I don't think there's one single Raptor R in the country right now that's under 115 grand. I think that is the cheapest you will find, and it will have like 12 or 15,000 miles on it. And I'm just like this market is insane, but if that's Raptor.
Everyone wants them. Yeah.
Everyone wants them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sick. And the problem was when I was looking recently for a friend, and we were going on and on about like, do we send it to Hennessy or this, or do we just get one from Hennessy or what? And when I was asking around to the dealers that we work with, a lot of them were saying like, you can get a truck at Sticker and, pay up for Hennessy to do the upgrades, but like, you got to be careful because there's so many of these dealerships buying these trucks at Sticker, as close to Sticker as possible, to send them to Hennessy so that they can sell them as a Hennessy. That like they're tacking on what they're paying over MSRP. So then that raises the price of the truck. And like, it's like this whole thing where it's just making everything an absolute mess.
Yeah, so I used to work at a dealership myself back in the day and whatnot, and I know that you guys obviously have a little bit of car dealership experience prior to, in particular, you, Jordan, obviously before you went ahead and got to DuPont and stuff like that. I was never necessarily the biggest fan of when they would go ahead and get a car on trade-in, or they would just get a brand new car and then send it to go ahead and like, we're going to put aftermarket wheels on it from the dealership and then get it back, because then they would go ahead. I mean, it's fine. They can do whatever they want, but it was this thing of like, we're going to go ahead and overcharge for something that you as the client or you as the customer could probably have done for quite a bit less, but they add this unnecessary like overcharge of like, oh, well, we have premium wheels on it, or we went ahead and put, and stuff like and you bringing that up, Dylan, regarding Hennessy, that them basically taxing the customer because they've already done the Hennessy upgrade for you, when you could have just bought the truck and sent it to Hennessy yourself and still probably saved yourself. Littles makes no difference. Let's call it at least 5 G's. You know what I'm saying? I've never been the biggest fan of that when dealerships play that game. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, I mean it's a ton of extra money after you've already spent a ton of extra money. So I mean, I'm the type of guy that buys the Raptor R and I'm fine with it the way it is.
Exactly. That all being said, if anybody wants to do 1,000 horsepower friggin' upgrade on their Raptor R or on your TRX, you're okay in my book. You're nuts, but you're okay.
Yeah, I've got to experience. I'd love to experience that.
Like crazy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you probably would have been able to go ahead and get Jordan over to the hospital even quicker than you did that one time when you cut up your finger at the restaurant.
Yeah, that's true. The bumpiest ride to the hospital I've ever had in my life.
Hey man, that's friendship right there. That's friendship.
It is. It's true.
That's so good. Well, tell us a little bit about the Vermont trip, dude, because obviously it's like a tradition at this point. You go ahead and you cannonball it all the way straight up to Vermont. 2 years ago, you guys did it together. Of course, who can forget the story of you trying to get it on a train and it didn't fit?
Yeah.
Right. We have to go back to anybody who's interested in that story. Go back to 2023. Listen to that story. It was all 3 of us here, and it was fantastic. Apparently, people
tried again this year.
You tried it again this year?
I learned my lesson. I was gonna say. This time was not like the usual time because I did it with a puppy in the car and my girlfriend who has never done a drive that long ever. She like sees me do these drives and it's just like, you are insane.
She is an angel for deciding to do that with you, bro.
Well, she is, but the puppy it can't go on the flight. So we were like, let's just
Right.
drive. Like it'll be fun. We'll see, different parts of the country that you've never seen. Like Fayetteville, North Carolina on the drive. But the we kind of she strategically planned it out on the way up where we were going to stop at like either like 6 or 8 hours.
Hmm.
So we did Savannah, Washington, D.C., and then to Vermont. And when we got there, there was snow on the ground. So
Nice.
it was, Donut City. I'll send you a video. I was
Please, like
having a great time.
we're putting that up on the post for this one for sure.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So that was really cool. And I was hoping it was supposed to snow a lot more than it did, and I didn't get to enjoy it. So now I'm like, should I just go back up for Christmas and let it rip again?
You
I
went out
But
and got a
mean,
new truck.
I was gonna say Jordan's not gonna be on a honeymoon basically. So if you imagine you two
Oh,
going up and taking the Raptor, and then Jordan's wife and your girlfriend Dylan go ahead and meeting you in Vermont, that would be kind of hilarious.
we
Planes,
dude, I
talk
would
about
trains,
it
and
all the
imagine.
time,
automobiles
dude.
in 2025, homie.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah. But I don't know if I was thinking about it, and the only other car I think the Raptor's like the ultimate daily.
Yeah.
That road trip car, like I don't know, I'm probably not getting the best gas mileage, but
Yeah.
for 37-inch tires, and you just fill the car up, you have get 500 miles. I really only had
Right.
to fill up like 2.5 times or something. I don't know, but
That's actually
it
really
was
impressive.
yeah, no, it's just so good. But I was thinking about it, and I think getting one of those like luxury sprinters would just
Yeah.
be the ultimate. Because I would love to drive that, and Andrea would love to sit in the back of it with the dog. So
Yeah.
I've been sending Jordan some and just like, look, like when these get down to like a reasonable number, because
There's going to
we
be a limousine sprinter service on your way.
Dude, listen,
uh,
I'll tell you this right now. I will fly to Florida and we will do a podcast in the Sprinter. I'll tell you
oh,
that right
absolutely.
now.
That would be
With
so
so
Absolutely.
sick.
so sick. I'm putting it out to the ether right now. Anybody, just if you want me, let me do a podcast in a Rolls. Like I've been dying for 5 years to pull that off and whatnot. A Sprinter would be just as much. Actually, that might be just next level, to be quite honest. Just it'd be again the serenity. Like you wouldn't be able to hear anything, and you're moving at 75 miles an hour on the freeway, and you're like still podcasting. Like if you're not doing anything, it's kind of fantastic.
Uh,
So good.
Something about that would be so awesome. So
It'd be so
awesome.
good. It'd be
And
so
I'm
good.
like trying to like make it make sense where I'm like, okay, I'm looking at the ones that are on Turo, like in our local area. I'm like, look, it has this many trips. It's this much a day. Like this guy's making, X amount of money, like that can
Yeah.
easily pay for it. I've just got to figure out. It's the last thing in the world that I need, and I have no place to put it. But man, for that annual trip to Vermont, holy
One-time
smokes.
trip, dude. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I was gonna say, like, it's not gonna fill it. It's not gonna fit at Jordan's house, obviously.
No, no,
Yeah.
not my
What's the
house,
garage looking
unfortunately.
like these days, Jordan? Because I saw that you went ahead and just sold the
Oh,
Volkswagen, right? Just sold it the not too
yeah, I
like.
sold the Volkswagen. Actually, I've got some heat in the garage. There's a ruckus in there. Got a Honda Ruckus.
Hey, let's
Yep,
go. All right, I'm
yep.
digging that. So we got
49
that.
cc's of Fury.
Sheesh. Your dog.
Yeah, no,
What
that's
are your
it.
dogs' names again? Is it Dino and Enzo?
Enzo and Dino. Yeah,
Yes.
Enzo came with the name, so you can't put that on me for giving it to him. But Dino, yeah, Dino's a little
Yeah.
dachshund, and yeah, I picked his name.
Yes, perfect. Like just having one of them in the front, the other one in the back, just rolling around Tampa, just like that's
Oh, I
so
love it.
good.
Motorcycle with a sidecar or something would be so
Oh my
sick
Oh yeah,
too.
that's a good
gosh, like
idea.
straight out of Go
Yep.
Dog Go. Shout out to my sons. You guys got a chance to see my sons right before we went ahead and
Yeah.
started doing the show and stuff
You
like
said
that.
what's up?
Yeah, they're good boys. They're incredible. They were so excited to go ahead and see you guys. But so you got the Ruckus. Anything else right now that you got in the garage?
No, I just have my all track.
Mhm. That's been really good. You've
Yeah,
owned that now. Well, how long you been?
I think I've had it for 2 years now.
Yeah,
I've rolled over like at 35,000 miles on it, just kind of
awesome.
chilling. Yeah, no, I look at Raptors all the time because I'm in a house now, so I'm doing stuff
Yeah.
every weekend. I'm carting stuff around, doing Home Depot trips. So I'm like, dude, I can't be the guy at Home Depot with a wagon. Just no, can't
I
do it.
mean, you could always get a van, bro. You could always get a
Yeah,
van.
dude, hey, listen, I'm down for
Yeah,
anything
I
right
know of
now.
an
But
Acti. There's an Acti for sale locally if you want it.
listen, if I could fit in it and not feel like I was playing the drums while I was driving it, I'd be down.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
When
see,
I first
go ahead,
You
go
can
ahead.
tell them.
No. Go ahead, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say when we first got in the Acti and I let Jordan drive it, it's like our friend brought me to go pick up the Acti in his Acti. So the guy like was like, "What is going on?" And then people seeing us drive the Actis around town is like it's literally like they're seeing a ghost. Like
Yeah.
they're pointing and just in shock and laughing. And but Jordan and I don't fit at all.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
our knees are smashed up against the dash, and the way the pedals sit, they're like this, like you're pushing them down, and then you're shifting, and the blinker's on the wrong side. Like it's just a mess. So when
That's
we
right, because
sit
it's
in it,
right-hand drive. It's right-hand drive. I forgot
yeah.
about that. Yeah. It's kind of crazy. It
Oh,
makes me
Dylan got frozen.
he got
He's
frozen, and
frozen.
it's actually hilarious.
I'll
Well,
carry the story on.
yeah, please go ahead.
So yeah, so the pedals you push down, like you're everything's super close, we're super big. And I'm starting to drive it and I'm like, dude, like my feet are going, my hands are going. I was like, dude, I feel like I'm playing the drums right now. Like I'm out on this. So I quickly realized that the Acti wasn't for me. I've heard that the Subaru K trucks
Yes.
are bigger on the inside. So I'm told that that would be my more comfortable option. But
Mhm.
I mean, dude, Honda, you gotta respect the Honda game.
100%. And there's also the Mitsubishi, the Delicas. Those are
Yeah, oh, the
perfect.
bands. I
Yeah, the
looked at those
van.
for so long. I think I'm just late to the game on stuff like that. Like once I see it on social media, I'm like, I'm already,
You
you
already
know,
know, like, oh,
five
okay, I
months
didn't make it.
behind the real guys.
It's so
So
frustrating
yeah,
when that happens. And the funny thing is, like, I want people to understand because there might be some people who have never met you and Dill. Like, Jordan's like 6'5". Like Jordan's tall as hell.
yeah. I'm like 6'3", 6'3". I'd love to
Six
be six
three. Like
five, but
I mean,
yeah,
I'm short. I'm 5'9". So like next to you and next to Dill, I feel like a very very small individual and whatnot. So like it's
yeah,
tough to go ahead and be able to go ahead and like get in something that small and what. That's why the trucks are so perfect for you both because you're able to go ahead and stretch your
yeah. I mean, you
legs,
get tons
everything.
of room.
A hundred
And
percent.
especially with the Raptors now, it's like it's Dylan and I and our my wife now and Dylan's girlfriend we took a trip to Alice Beach for a car event and we took the
Yeah,
Raptor and it was like perfect because Blair saw how much room there was in the back and it's like you pretty much have a minivan here so it's
right.
like why don't we just do a Raptor instead. So
100%.
it's that's sick.
It's so good. Well, we'll wait till for Dill to go ahead and get back on. Unfortunately, we lost him for a second. I think we might be having some connectivity issues and whatnot. But I wanted to go ahead and ask you because I had put something up on the Instagram story not too long earlier today, and
Yes.
the chief is it the chief designer? It's the chief designer over at Jag.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie to you. Today I was in like editorial mode, so
sure,
we're closing out another magazine, another issue of the magazine. So like my news
amazing.
focus wasn't totally on today,
Yeah,
but I did see the headlines and I did see our editor in chief had sent it through to our Slack channel. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Yeah, big move. I mean, they made bold moves to start
yeah,
their future direction, and this is another bold move. So
yeah.
I know we've worked with them in the past, so it'll be interesting to see what they come out with. I don't know.
It,
It was a total shock.
it was a total shock, especially because like Jaguar was so committed to this
Yeah,
particular move and whatnot. And like honestly, you even look at the guy. I forget his name and whatnot. I'll have to go ahead and look it up later. But this is the same guy that also designed the current generation of Defender and whatnot. So which
right.
has really sold extremely well, and it's been such a banger over these last like
Yeah,
what 5 years. I think it's been out at this point and whatnot. So it's like it was really
totally.
surprising to go ahead and see him be and my understanding is like he didn't go ahead and Dill's back attaboy.
Yep.
He didn't step down, he was forcibly removed, like he was let go, he was removed from his position. So like
Yeah.
it makes me wonder of like is Jag looking at this revamp and saying, oh, what's up, Dill, we got you back, baby, glad that you could get back on, sorry about the connectivity issue.
No
But
worries. Sorry about that.
no, you're all good. We were just talking about Jag and their chief designer being let go earlier today and whatnot. And it seems to me that the new CEO who came in last month, his plan is to go in a completely different direction from what they decided as a brand to do, which is, Dill, when you were on last year in December, when the four of us were on, we talked about that. That we were like, that's a really interesting choice. I commend them for doing that, but at the same time, I'm not 100% sure it's in the right vein of what the brand's history is and whatnot. And now with this new CEO coming in and deciding I'm going to go ahead and go in a completely different direction, it's like I feel like it almost puts Jaguar even further back because at this point, it's like you were going in. Obviously, we don't know where they're going to go, right? But you were going in a direction. You were slowing down. You removed everything out of your lineup, and now you have nothing. And you go ahead and get rid of Homeboy over here. It's like, where does this brand even stand? You know what I mean? It's really crazy. I'm just curious to get your thoughts.
Yeah, I don't even know. I think the whole thing sucked. I hated the car. I literally don't even understand it. I don't understand where it fits in. I don't understand what that car even is. I We
Right.
saw it in person somewhere. Um,
Yeah. Were you guys at the
But
Miami debut?
oh
I wasn't at a
yeah, did we
debut,
see
but
it?
it was no, it was wasn't that Motorlux, Jordan?
I can't remember. I
Or
don't
was it? Oh
know.
wait. Was that Wasn't it at the Miami Grand Prix week? Did they bring him out for the Miami Grand Prix week, like a few days before the actual Grand Prix? Because I know you guys were
I
down
don't
there in
know if
Miami.
I don't know if I've seen it. I don't
Okay,
I don't know if I've
I
seen
think it
it.
was at Motorlux
that would make
in
yeah.
Monterey.
Okay, I think they were there too. I believe they were there too earlier this year. Yeah, and it's like
I'll have to look at my
frustrating.
camera roll. Dang.
Yeah, but like the interesting was, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. The one thing I'll give him credit for was the color choices were freaking fire. Like I think it was like London blue and Miami pink is what it was. And it was
Yeah,
like
bold.
talk super bold colors. Like they were super sick. And but and I said this last year. I'll repeat myself again. They chose to have this slogan that said "Copy nothing." Cool, but your car looks exactly like a Spectre. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And it's like, so what are you chasing a Spectre? Tell us that you're chasing a Spectre. That's fine, but don't go ahead and BS the automotive world by saying you're going to copy nothing and then you go ahead and purposely copy the exact car that you're chasing after when you're trying to charge 150 grand less. So it's really, I thought it was a really odd move, but now that the new CEO that came in is
They've
doing
got to
this
tee up something seriously
super
impressive at
soon
this point.
because they did nothing. They basically did nothing with this revamp. They just showed two cars, the two Type 00s, and then it's like people gave their opinions. The critics were critics and whatnot. To be fair, they had every right to be, but it's like
Mhm.
you have to stick to your guns and you have to go ahead and say, okay, we're gonna do this and we're gonna prove everybody wrong, or we're gonna do something different, but we have to do it quick. You have to be swift about it, and they did neither. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
it's
one step
rough.
forward, two steps back, but
They're like more like seven steps back, but yeah,
yeah.
100%. Like for a brand with so much history, Jordan.
Yeah, the heritage, I mean, itself is like I mean, that's like the worst part of it. It's just so much heritage and history and racing pedigree. It's like you gotta tie that back into what you're doing in the future. It's crazy.
Yeah, like what is the Jaguar market for you guys? Like because I'm assuming that you guys see them come across like over the DuPont reps, for your clients and stuff like that on the DuPont website. Like, are they buying old F types? Are they buying F paces? Like, what's it looking like right now? Because F pace SVR, talk about a cool ass like SUV. Like, I love that thing. So I'm
Yeah.
just curious to go ahead and get your thoughts on what you guys kind of see.
I don't see a lot of it. I mean I'm on our inventory all the time.
Right.
So I can kind of see like, what's coming in, what's hot, what we're getting more of that like, kind of reflects what the market's doing. Like right now, like tons of like speciales and speciale apertas, but like I don't really, yeah, unfortunately I don't really like recognize a ton of the Jags that come through unless they're like something crazy.
Yeah.
XJ220s or something like that. So
Right.
I don't really see. I mean, I definitely think there's a category for Jags like that, like the F type and things like that. I mean, those are getting into some pretty like obtainable, categories of cash. I mean, you could pick one of those up. They sound great.
Yeah.
They rip. I mean, it's to each their own. But yeah, I don't usually see a whole lot from Jag on the site.
Yeah. Same thing for you, Dill?
Yeah, I've had some Jaguar dealers advertise with me. A lot of times it's for the Land Rover, Range Rover side of things,
Yeah,
but
that's way hotter.
it's
Way
just
hotter.
Hmm.
yeah, the Jaguar stuff has just never kind of been our bread and butter. They don't really make a car that's that are I don't know that our audience is searching for. I don't know what that is, if it's an us thing or what the deal is. I love like what was it, the F-Type Project 8 or whatever?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's
Project
a
7 and
sick
Project 8
car.
are
Right.
so sick. Both of them. Yes.
But yeah, I always like those. We have someone we work with has or had an F-Pace SVR and it was nasty.
Yeah,
I mean, that
so
car is
sick.
sick. But just in terms of like DuPont Registry and like what we have going on the site, we just don't see a lot of it.
No, I get you. Well,
Everything else, but
I was going to say,
Yeah.
well, obviously, you both rep DuPont so heavily and whatnot. And I love sharing it whenever we can about the site and whenever we can about the magazine and everything like that. So what is hot right now, boys? Like what is super sick? I remember I was talking with Cody. Shout out to CJN Photography, Cody Nagowski, who's obviously now with Young Motor Cars. Young Motor Cars is a client of DuPont, of course. They have this very, very cool RWB. You and I were talking about that deal not too long ago. They had a huge presence at the Vegas concourse. They brought out some heavy hitters out to Vegas, which is super, super sick. But what is hot on the market these days, boys? What are the people wanting to go ahead and put big cash down on?
um,
Um,
I'm seeing a lot of GT2 RS stuff. I mean,
oh
tons
yeah,
of
that's a
sick
good one. Good
specs,
Yeah,
answer.
nine
like
nine ones or nine
tons
nine
of
sevens or both.
991s.
Okay.
991s are, I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I don't ever want to say that something seems like cheap because nothing we look at is cheap. It's just like I look at it all day and I'm like, I see the same number all day. But I just feel like those have just climbed like just steadily and quietly. I mean,
Yeah.
I know right now, like I have an article on our site, like, why they've skyrocketed, since however long it's been. But I don't know, just like crazy specs coming out of the woodwork that people have long since stored and I guess decided to part ways with. But like, yeah, those cars I just for some reason are just going crazy. I mean, 700 horsepower, it's like
Yeah.
GT car, perfect. Why not?
It's one of the craziest 911s we've ever seen for sure. And I mean, that's a 7-year-old car at this point, right? When did it come out? 2018,
Crazy.
2019?
Yeah,
Around
I
there?
think I would still much rather have that obviously over like a brand new 3RS. Like
Right.
totally.
Yeah. They're pretty wild. What about you, Dill? What are your clients what are not necessarily your clients, but like the people that you're dealing with and whatnot? Like, is there anything that they're like, yo, Dill, find me this? What do we got going on? What is it?
Um, I'm getting a lot of like the like good Ferraris, like
Mm.
Challenge Stradale, 430 Scuderia, 16Ms,
16Ms are
but
crazy, bro.
So sick.
yeah,
Yeah.
Speciales, Pistas, a lot of those are really, really hot right now. I mean,
Yeah.
we have dealers that like we have a dealer that just gets tons of GT2 RSs, like Jordan was saying, like a ton of paints to sample stuff. We've got a bunch of dealers that are like hoarding all of the 48 Pistas and the Speciales, and
Seven
I
TDFs.
think
Oh my
yeah,
God, TDFs.
TDFs.
Yeah.
Um,
Nuts.
but A12 comps, all those big Ferraris, and everyone wants something like special. Like I've got a lot, of people looking for like striped delete cars and
Uh-huh.
factory radio delete, um, things like that. But yeah, other than that, it's just like all the special stuff seems to always be super hot.
Yeah.
Like the gated Mercies,
Uh-huh.
I don't know, you name it. Something, a lot of manual transmission stuff too. I feel like that's super hot. But I've got a one dealer client that he's like basically like I don't want any automatic Porsches, like only manuals. And
Mm.
that same dealer is also getting a lot of Jerry Seinfeld cars. I don't know if Jerry sold off a bunch of cars or this guy just knows somebody, or but there's a like an influx of Jerry Seinfeld cars coming out of the market.
All right, Jerry, I see you, bro. I was like, selling off like a bunch
What's
of this.
up, Jerry?
Yeah, what's up, Jerry? Where you at, bro? No, that's crazy, dude. Like, dude, TDFs. I've loved a TDF since it came out, right? But like, not a day goes by that I'll see a TDF like kind of scroll by my screen or something like that, and like they have it like I think the lowest they went down to was like 700 grand, and then they've gone right back up, and like what like is I think the normal like price for a TDF is probably like, is it like a million? I think are
Oh,
TDFs like
sure.
going around a million now? Like it's kind of quite, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's they're, I feel like they're more expensive than A12 comps and comp Apertas are.
Yeah, I'm
Which,
I'm looking at it right
Um,
now on our site, and
yeah.
they
I
yeah,
like
they're
it. I
actually,
think I like
they're,
it
most of
better
them are
than the
calling for
A12
price.
comp.
You like the TDF better than the S12 comp?
Yeah.
So
I
do
think
I.
so.
But the funny thing is, I like 812 Superfast and GTS more than I do regular F12.
Okay.
Yeah,
Which
probably.
right. I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like when A12 comp and comp Aperta came out, it was almost a little too aggressive. Where TDF is perfectly aggressive, like just especially the rear end of the F12
The rear
F12 TDF.
louvers.
Yes, they look
Yeah.
better than the 812 comp, but the 812 comps or but the 812 Superfast and GTS is rear end looks better than a regular F12 Berlinetta. It's really really interesting. I also think that the 812 being a little bit of a wider hips make it look better than the F12 Berlinetta, but because the F12 TDF is so wide already, it's perfectly wide. I don't know. It's a really interesting contrast. Like I'd take both of them over a freaking 12 cylindry. I don't care. Although I am
Yeah.
seeing 12 cylindries
Yeah.
like some people are doing really sick aftermarket bodies on 12 cylindries, and if you get the right color, it's like, oh, so that's what they were trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it makes me mad because it's like you would have hoped Ferrari would have been the ones to do that, not like you send it to the freaking aftermarket and it's like, oh yeah, now we'll make your 12 cylindry look better. Like that's a
Yeah.
little bit frustrating.
It's a cool
Yeah.
looking car
Any
though.
a
Yeah,
lot. I think it's cool. You're seeing a lot of them like lowered on wheels, and I feel like that changes every car.
it
I
does.
mean, that
The
Yeah.
makes
stance.
anything look good.
Mhm.
I just sold a Jetta wagon that looked fantastic just because I lowered it on wheels. Like
Lowered
so.
wheels.
Yeah, but I mean,
Um,
Jordan's Volkswagen was lowered, and it was like
yeah.
ace. Like you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah,
guys.
dude, I love them.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and that's the other thing. For anybody who doesn't know this, like Jordan and Dylan's taste on modifications, it's they're slight, but they know exactly how to sort their cars. And I've known you guys for 4 years now, and every single time I see you guys' cars pop up on my IG and stuff like that, like I'm like, fuck, I wish I had you guys' taste for modifications because it's actually quite good. I feel like that's what really makes you guys perfect for what you guys do. Because you guys know exact like if a client came to both of you and they were like, hey, we want you to go ahead and spec our car, you guys would know exactly how to spec a car.
Oh,
And
for sure.
that's a
You want your
talent.
Mark IV Jetta slammed on some Audi wheels? I got you, no problem.
We got you,
Yeah.
bro.
No, but it's funny because like yeah, I mean like for me it's always been like I like OEM plus stuff. Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
like super crazy, but like, just enough. Um and even like now, like I mean obviously like we're talking about 812, comps and TDFs and stuff, and those would be great to have, but like now right now I find myself looking for stuff that like I wanted in high school. Like
Yep.
always looking for 20th anniversary GTIs, always looking for Audis. Like it's just like the stuff I've always wanted. But
Yep.
R32s.
R32, Mark IV
R32s.
32s,
Yep.
those things are starting to get close to H12 comp prices.
Third gen Vipers. We've been talking
Um,
about third gen Vipers for like 6 months. I can't shut up about them. Like over
dude,
at
Love
Banner
a
Jackson,
Viper.
they had a Viper convertible The 8.3 liter, the 500 horsepower car, one went for like 35 grand. And I was like, dude, what the hell? Like, it's
Dude,
like,
that's the stuff that keeps me up at night on Facebook
that's
Marketplace.
insane, dude.
And then I come into work in the morning and I show Dylan, and yesterday I'm talking about Raptors, and I'm like, but seriously though, I we can get this R8 and it'll be fine. It's all good. It's like somewhere between 5:30 when I get out of work and like 2 a.m. I think that I've got limitless money. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's just
No,
do it
no.
all.
I tell myself that all the time. I'm like, you know what? Like, what is the point of me having good credit if I can't use it? And then I remember, oh wait, I that requires monthly payments that I just don't have.
Dude, it's just you can't take it when you're gone, but
I know,
Well,
right?
it's literally always Jordan's fault why I get into these situations where I'm buying a TRX or I bought that SQ. I traded the S4 that was broken. I bought an SQ5 just because Jordan is just like I don't know what it is, but he just
I
talks me into
set
it. Where
I set him that car. We were looking at SQ5s, which another car I look at sometimes. And Dylan's like, I found two that I like, and he sent me them and this
What
and
year
that.
was
And
the
I'm like,
SQ5? Just out of curiosity.
14?
14? Okay, cool.
No. What?
what? Or no,
You're
no,
Had to be newer.
2021.
Oh, okay, cool, cool.
21. I was a
Longer
21.
than
They're
that?
cheaper. They're cheap right now. They're like 30 to 40. They're like in the
Dude, they're getting
30s.
down there.
They are. I've
Yeah.
got a story about an SQ5 right here for you. And after you guys are done, like I can tell you right now, I want an SQ5 as a daily badly.
Dude,
Great
they're
deal.
sick. My
Yeah.
brother
Great
has
deal.
one. He loves it. And but I saw Dylan's and I on like Auto Trader or something, and I just sent it to him, and he's like, "Let's go." And he said we just went straight to the dealership, and that was it. It was done.
It's
I
perfection,
had
man.
to get out of the S4. I just and there was no like I just felt like an Audi dealership would be more willing to deal with that noise. And not that I was trying to get away with it, but I really was curious to see what they would say when I went to trade it in. And I hyped up the car. He's like, dude, that's a manual. I can't believe that. I was like, I know there's so few of them. And then they went and did a test drive in it and came back. And me and Jordan are like, I think we got away with this. Like, I don't know. They're not like, and he comes up and he goes, yeah, beautiful car, man. What's that noise? I'm like, I don't know. No one knows. But I mean, the deal ended up working out. And I actually inquired on a car recently
Yeah.
from a guy that he knew that car was making noise. He tried to like hook me up with a mechanic, or he was the mechanic for it. I forget the situation, but he was like, dude, I saw your car the other day. The guy that bought it is just leaving it like that and just hoping it continues to work. So he's just driving it around with it like
Dude, that's
clunking
all you
and
can do with that. It's like
At that point,
you cruise it until it just does something. I don't
I
I mean,
would
know.
the next
love
time,
to know what it is.
yeah, I
Me
mean, here's the
too.
thing. You guys are probably going to go into work into the office tomorrow, and all of a sudden you're going to see an Audi S4 and the transmission will have fallen out of the car in the middle of the freeway, and you're like, oh, there it is. It was about to
That
Dylan's.
was
happen.
it.
Yeah, that was it. No, dude. Well, I was in LA a couple of weeks ago, right before Thanksgiving. I've talked about this a couple of times because I was hanging out with my friends Dan Pilling and Ryan Barkey of that car show and whatnot. So we went to the LA Auto Show. It was amazing. And first day that I get there, which was Wednesday, I drove in from Phoenix all the way into LA. It took me like 5.5 hours, did like 370 miles on one tank, homie. It was great.
Let's go.
Let's go. 24 miles to the gallon, way more than you would ever get in the Raptor, but it was beautiful. And but then at the same time, I'm like thinking to myself, I'd rather be in a Raptor. That being said, the Sorrento was yo, Jordan. I told Dylan this. I took the Sorrento in a couple of canyons up off Malibu, bro, and it was
Let's go.
glorious, brother, glorious. But with that Wednesday night, we're going to this Alfa Romeo party. Shout out to Alfa Romeo for being kind enough to host all of us and whatnot. And I shout out to Dan for inviting me and Ryan. And so we went from the Peterson all the way to Van Nuys. So the Peterson is like central LA and Van Nuys is like northern LA. So like on the map, it's like 20 miles, but LA, it's an hour and 40, which is insanity. So like we
Nuts.
leave at like 5:30 and whatnot, but the SQ5, so he's got an SQ5 and I think it's either on BBSs or on HREs. I can't remember, but the rest of it is stock. So it's the supercharged V6, if I'm not mistaken. Homie, that car sounds
They rip.
so good. And it is so quick. It's like I was telling Dylan, Dill, I told you, it's the perfect LA daily. Seriously, it was so good. And I came out of that car and I was like, yo, Dan, how much are these cars going for on a used basis right now? He's like 30, 35. And I'm like,
Yeah, you get a super nice one for 40 grand.
yeah, I'm like,
And have you guys
mhm.
seen have you seen a Merlin purple one?
No,
They
that
make
sounds
they make
sick.
Not in
I don't
person.
actually I'm kind of bummed I just like outed it there because everyone's gonna start looking for them now probably. But
Okay.
Merlin purple, you gotta find a Merlin purple SQ5.
Merlin
It's
purple.
dude, I think I found like I don't know over the past like year, couple years that I've looked, I think I found like two or three. But it's dude, it's next level. Such a
Okay.
sick color.
I'm gonna, you know, well, now I'm gonna be looking at Merlin Purple after we got off this podcast, trying to go ahead and figure out what that is. If it's as good as you think, as you make it seem, I might be
It's
screwed.
awesome.
Yeah. Now here I am gonna be like, hey Natalie, I'm about to go ahead and buy this SQ5 that I definitely can't afford right now. So,
It's no ultraviolet,
Awesome.
Porsche color, but it's like it's you hit the light the right way. It's like
yeah. No, I know. You know, let me just say something really quickly because I do like Porsche PTS colors. I do,
Mhm.
but there are some PTS colors that are slightly overrated. I'm not trying to be
Yeah.
that guy, but like everybody hypes up PTS, and like I like PTS too, but they overhype some colors that I'm just like, really?
Yeah. I mean, the dealership I worked at prior was BMW Porsche, and I was on the BMW side, but obviously Porsche being next door, you're over there, half your day. Saw a lot of Mexico blue. It's not too much Mexico blue and Miami blue to ever
Yeah,
want to
I
paint a
like
car
Miami
that
blue.
color.
I like
It's
Miami
sweet. It's
blue. It's
just
super sick.
saw it too many times.
It's just a lot of people have got Miami blue, and I'm just like, you know, like a 992 GT3 in gentian blue, which I don't believe that's a PTS color. I think that's actually a normal color. Like I'm just like, yo, that's a great blue. And then you got your greens, like the like the Oxford greens, or no, it not. What? No, it might be. Oh no, it's the
It
oak
was
green metallic.
Brewster. Oh, okay. Okay.
That's the one. And like I'm like, yo, that's kind of sick, bro. But like the purples and stuff like that, everybody's got a purple. And I'm just like, okay, like I get it. Purple is cool. Like purple is
Yeah.
cool on a lot of cars, but like a lot of 911 3RS is in purple. And I'm just like, well, I need people to get a little bit more creative.
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
especially like when the trend starts going towards like crazy colors like that, then it's like what I mean, I'm always gonna be diehard like silver. I love silver in
Sure.
cars. I think it's
Yeah.
the
GT
sickest.
silver.
GT
Absolutely.
silver, Turbo S,
Yeah,
what a
that's
day.
yeah, no, that's perfect. Let me ask you guys this because you brought up trends and stuff like that. What are some trends that you guys are? Dylan's smiling because I know he got an answer right in his head. But what are some trends that you guys are noticing right now, within like like just the spectrum, or whether it's within car culture, whether it's in the luxury car sector or something like that? Is there any particular trends that you're like, no, or that you would like to change? Is there anything out there that's like kind of
Oh, I'll have to
crawling
think.
under your skin?
It's tough. It's tough. The thing that stands out when you say that is like it's not as much a car trend as much as it is like a social media car trend where
Okay.
like somebody comes up with a good idea of like, and this happens like with everything on social media, but like one person has like their own style, like they're like the guy Jordan Sanford or whatever, the guy that does the where he rips the
Is
covers
she
off
the
of the cars.
delivery clicky
When
buttons?
yeah, when the car gets delivered, he peels off all the stuff. Like that was awesome. I love watching those. But then like everyone follows them. And then there's that one guy, I think it's like Joe W. Auto or something, but it's just like I think he works in Cleveland. But he's like wearing a suit and it's like all dark and he's just talking about the car and he's got a lot to say and it's very interesting and informative and to the point. And then now you see like all these other people just doing like the exact same style of video, and it just drives me nuts. Like
Yeah.
figure it out, do your own thing, switch it up a little bit.
No,
But
I couldn't
in
That's
agree with
I
terms
you
think
of
more.
that's like
car,
how I am with I feel that way with people rebuilding cars. Like
dude.
I love watching it. Listen, I'm not throwing hate on anyone. I'm just saying like so many people are doing it now that I'm getting close to just buying a wrecked piece of junk and I think I can fix it. That's what it's making me
Yeah.
feel like. There's
Yeah.
just too many of them. But I will say like, dude, Matt Armstrong, dude, I'll go through tons of his videos.
Sure.
There's just so fun they're so enjoyable to watch. And then, by the time Blair gets home, I just let her know, hey, we need to pull a 296 motor. Gotcha. Done. Done. Just watched a 45-minute video and
It's
listen,
easy.
this is the way we can make money. So no, but I like
We
watching those videos,
should.
but now it's just so there's just so many of them.
There's so many. I
And
mean,
maybe
who
that's a
was it?
good thing, but
Yeah,
it's just like
maybe.
it seems like it's a lot of the same types of stuff. People are always trying to do like the 488 or the Huracan. It's
I
like,
was gonna say,
dude,
I think
try
I'm pretty sure I saw Amelia Hartford go ahead and she got a 911 GT3 that was like burnt to an absolute crisp, and she's gonna rebuild it. And I'm like, you're psycho. Like you're awesome, but you're
oh, it's
psycho.
crazy.
It's crazy.
That's how I fell onto the Mount Armstrong stuff because so when he rebuilt the 992, that that news broke about that car going into the water in Spokane. I think it was Spokane,
Yeah.
Washington, or something like that. So I wrote a story on that, and it did really well. And then I just randomly see the same photo that it wasn't my photo, or it was whoever took the photo, obviously, but the same photo we use as a thumbnail, I see as his thumbnail for YouTube, and I'm like, holy smokes! So then I look at it, and then I see that he, features our article in it that we wrote about the car, getting it, and everything like that. So I'm like, okay, let me just start getting into this. And it was like the most fun I had watching videos. It was like
Sure.
this kid that's literally just like, I mean, yeah, I can turn wrenches, but like I don't know how to, reassemble a 992, but I'm gonna learn. So it's
Right.
like, and I think
So
that's like the
cool.
stage of life that like maybe we all are in, where it's like you just want to just get down and get to it. You just want to try it, try fixing it, and if you can't, you call someone that wants to come over and spend a little time on it. Like that's where I'm at in life right now. So
Yeah.
like I gotta go. I'm gonna go look at Gallardo's and they're gonna be unpacked and we're gonna build them.
No, dude, I
But I
saw like
seriously
a
think that. I think we
no,
could
it's
do
the
anything we
truth.
wanted to.
It's crazy. Like there was this one YouTuber that I saw I think it was like a year ago. He went ahead and bought like a wrecked F40. I'm like, because that's normal. Sure.
Yeah,
That's totally normal. It's like I'm gonna
why
rebuild it. And I'm
not?
like, okay, sure. There's you know what? Here's another trend, and actually, like this is a cool trend to an extent. I think that a lot of people are jumping on it, so it's like you got to be careful. But like Benz and bow ties, and shout out to Moving Merch, Alex Cortezi, and George. Like this last name I was butchered. Saliba, yeah, like all these. All these like luxury auto dealers and stuff like, and there's also another one, riding with Youssef, who's actually I think in Florida and whatnot. Like all these dudes, their YouTube channels and their Instagram accounts are blowing up because like basically car dealerships on YouTube is now the cool thing to do and whatnot. Like that came out of nowhere over the last year, which I did not expect.
Yeah.
I can appreciate the openness and whatnot, but like at the same time, I'm like, a lot of them are doing it now. And like, they'll have a phone call with a client, and I'm like, then you don't know if it's staged or if it's real. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah,
where I always kind of teeter. Yeah.
it is cool to see. There's a lot of that for sure.
Mhm.
But the thing that I respect out of like the hustle is like, dude, look back at some of those like early videos that those guys put out and just see the inventory change. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't care how it happens, whatever, what you got to do what you do. But like, damn, dude, it's pretty crazy to see some of these showrooms from like, 60, 70 grand cars. And now it's like McLarens and it's cool to see. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's cool to see that people can obtain that if they want to. And it doesn't need to be, overnight success. It's just start
Hustle.
here, have a plan, get here.
Yeah. It's
Cool.
it's uh it's really cool. I mean, Earth Motor Cars has insane inventory. Like Dylan and I were actually talking about that a couple of weeks ago. We were on the phone, and I'm like, going. And there was another dealership that you would have had through my way, which I wasn't. Did you say it was in Florida, Dylan, or was it
No, it's next to Earth Motor Cars. It's called One Legacy Motors.
One Legacy Motors? And I went on that website and the stuff that they had on there, and I was like, hey, yo, like SVJ Ultimate's on there, like no problem. Like I was like
918, yeah.
918's like
Yeah.
nothing. I was like, that's crazy.
I love the moving merch stuff
He's so
with
great,
Alex
dude.
He's
Cortez.
so
I
funny.
love
Yeah.
all of that stuff. Like anybody like that, I think a lot of it comes from the watch guys, like Vukum, and I don't know if you follow those guys, but like seeing those deals and just like learning about a industry or a world that you know nothing about, and then realizing like, hey, this is like kind of close to what we do, like with
Yeah.
cars, and like, wow, I didn't
Hmm.
realize there was like this whole like underground thing of all these people selling all these watches and all these guys that are 100 years old doing this, that everyone knows, and like, how does everyone know this guy? And
Right.
it's so cool. So like to see it hit the car space is really really cool. Sure, it's totally played out, and like there's some people that are trying that shouldn't do it, but like I love the like when you can tell it's genuine. I love watching the wheeling and dealing and
Yeah,
that whole
absolutely.
thing.
Like
It's
that
good
Benson.
market research
Yeah,
too. Like these
extremely.
guys are like throwing out crazy numbers, and it's like, you're looking
Like,
at
how did
prices
you get to
online.
that
It's like they're
number?
accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's this one dude. His name is Henry the Closer. I think he's out of Canada. And like, like his people will call him and they're like, "Oh, I want this much," and I'm like, and then he asks, like, "Let me ask you something. How did you get to that number?" Like, because
Yeah.
they'll be
Hmm.
like 25 grand off on some stuff, and I'm just like,
Oh,
yikes.
dude, that's me when I price stuff on Facebook Marketplace. It's like people are like, explain your pricing behind this.
Like you're crazy behind this.
And
It's
then I
so
got to
good.
give them like the Corvette owner, like it was built on Thursday. It was the seventh one in line, like three shades of yellow that only they only made on this
They
month,
only made they only made three that entire year, bro. And this one in particular has a hint of red in the seat where it usually would have a hint of black. I'm like, I could give
Listen, you got to get your money out of it. If
gotta
it's
see, you gotta
special,
out
play it
hustle.
up.
Yeah. I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, man. Ben's and bow ties. Doug, I think is it Doug Horner is his name? The guy up in
I'm not
Ohio.
sure.
He's like the GM over at one of the biggest Mercedes dealerships in the country, and what like
I've seen
her,
that guy.
yeah, with the bow
Yeah.
tie. That dude
Oh,
is like
North Olmsted, right?
no
Is that where?
Thormston, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah.
not only are they killing it up there, but like every time I watch his reels, I'm like they're super informative, and like it's so interesting on like just the amount of people who still want G wagons these days and are willing to go ahead and fork up like a mortgage for them, and it's quite incredible. But it's like I get so much information and so much value out of the things that he's saying. So like he's doing it the
Yeah.
right way. Alex Cortezi is doing it the right way. George Saliba is even doing the right way and stuff like these. And riding with Youssef, like I was watching one with riding with Youssef like 2 days ago, and like he had this gal who was trying to get out of her Grand Wagoneer and then buy a. He was just trying to go ahead and buy a Range Rover Evoque on his site, and she didn't like her Grand Wagoneer, and then he asked her credit, and she's like, "Oh, it's like 550." Just I was like, "Damn, how the hell are you rolling around in a Grand Wagoneer with 550 credit score?" But whatever. And then he explains to her that, hey, you're gonna need to have a co-signer because not only are you negative equity on the Grand Wagoneer, but like additionally, like you're trying to roll this over, so you're gonna have to put down like a $30,000 down payment. Which I was like, damn, 30 grand on a down payment is insanity for that car.
Dude.
But I get it. And then he's like, you need to go ahead and get a cosigner. And then she is on the phone and she asked her boyfriend on the other line to co-sign with her. And he says, like, yeah, I'll do it. And then he asked her, what's the credit score? And she's like, oh, his credit score is like a 532. And then he's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's not going to work. It's like, and then she has the audacity to say, yeah, but if you add my credit score and then add his credit score,
Yeah, I
it's
say
like
you
over like
got
1,000.
a thousand. Dude, if
That was
that's the
me and
case, let's
Jordan.
combine all of ours and
Let's
get a
combine
blue
all
one.
three of us. Like we're just getting an F40 today. We're getting an F40 tomorrow, guys. Actually, we'll get Ali to go ahead and get on it. We'll get GP on it. We'll get Lorenzo on it. All like the six of us. We'll just go ahead and all together buy an F40 and we'll call it a day because we'll
I'm
have
Yeah.
a
down.
3,000 credit score at
We'll
that point.
we'll just keep it in Florida. We're like, I don't
Yeah.
care.
Who cares? Yeah, I'm willing to go out to.
I'll just take it January through November and you guys do
Yeah.
December.
Right. Oh my
No, but
gosh,
that is honestly like one thing. Like I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm so like happy that I'm at least like in tune with like
Yeah.
the car world buying car, because like so many people like get taken advantage of at dealer,
Sure.
like going in and just getting like raked over the coals, whether it's like, you know, over sticker prices, warranties, this and that. It's like there's one thing that like I'm happy that I'm, somewhat knowledgeable about is it's like the car world. Like, and I always help friends out or family.
Yeah.
My mom calls me and she's like, I need these tires. I'm like, they're ripping you off. You need these, and then we, find them somewhere else. But I think we all have something super proud of. Like, we should totally be proud of, the fact that
Oh,
that we're
100%. Well, we
never
care.
gonna get taken
We've
over.
always, I think the thing is that the three of us and a lot of our friends, we care. We care about, you know, what the experience should be when you're buying a car because we love cars so much and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
So like we're always going to go ahead and try and help out a friend or a family member who we feel is getting screwed over. It's like, no, 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 no. That's not how we play this game. Like, let's be honest. Let's go ahead and make sure that we take care of you and stuff like that. And because it's
yeah.
important because it's been going on for such a long time. And it's truly unfortunate. And so I'm glad that the three of, I mean, I even feel sometimes I make horrendous decisions when it comes on cars. I'll tell you that right now. Like,
Yeah,
but
me too, brother.
yep.
Mr. TRX.
Audi S4, ladies and gentlemen, with the busted transmission. Oh my goodness. But boys, I recognize it's a little bit late over there and whatnot. So I will go ahead and get us wrapping up here in just a second. Um, we're in December now. It's December the 2nd. Obviously, we've got a few more weeks until the holidays get here and stuff like that. We're getting ready to go ahead and go into 2026. Anything in particular you guys are looking forward to? With work, with what we do, in life in general. Anything? I'll start with you, Jordan. Obviously, you just got married again, so getting a chance to go ahead and spend this first year of marriage with your lovely bride, which you love to see. But anything in particular you're looking for?
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of it was work this year, and I think a lot of it'll be work next year too, and more goals with, the company, the magazine, the site. But dude, I think I'm friends and family this next year. Like I want to see everyone. I want to,
We got to link up, dude. It's been too
start a
long,
family.
too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I just need to do, all the events still. But yeah, I'm looking forward to friends and family and just staying healthy, and yeah, the car stuff just comes.
I love it. How about you, Dill?
Um, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about this on my zillion hour drive. Like, what does next year look like?
Yeah.
Um, and because I've done like all the shows so many times, so I was thinking like this year is the year that I should switch it up. Like, I don't have to, it's not that I don't get anything out of. I get something out of every single event that I go to, and it's always pretty lucrative, but. I I was thinking like how do I switch it up? Like what's next? So I think I'm gonna do Retromobile in January. And I think I'm gonna try to do stuff like that where it's like I've got a list of events. I go to the same like six every single year. So like what could I do differently? And then just keep grinding at work. I just meeting as many people as possible. And then of course family and friends like Jordan.
Oh, I love it, dude. Retromobile is going to be insane. Retromobile, I'm
So I'm
actually really
excited.
stoked that you're going to go. And that'll be a nice trip, for you and, whatever it is that you decide to go ahead and do down there and stuff like that. I mean, France in January, that's kind of gangster, bro.
Yeah, it
It's
should be cool.
it
Should be
should be
cool.
really, really wicked and whatnot. So that's gonna be good.
And we're
Now,
bringing Retromobile
New
to the
The
York,
US.
States. Yeah,
right?
Mhm.
so
Is
it'll be
that
cool to see it.
2027 that they're doing it, or is that 26?
No, next year, next
Right?
November, I think. Yeah.
Next,
Mhm.
I'm a, maybe I need to get my ass to New York, like for one day,
Yeah, dude,
for a couple of days.
we'll go up. You come
Yeah,
across, and we'll meet in New York.
100%. Me, the
We
guy
gotta be
that
there.
I got, dude. You got to get some media passes. Let's go. That would be sick. Actually, that would be really, really sick. Because I am gonna try and go back to the LA Auto Show next November, so it'd be tough, but. And I'd like to try and go to SEMA. That's the thing. There's a lot of stuff that happens in November. Like if they're gonna do Retromobile in New York in November, and then the LA Auto Show before Thanksgiving, and then SEMA like the beginning of November, I'm like,
We better buy a Sprinter.
Buying a Sprint. Guys, we're
That's
going to
what
put
I'm
our credit
saying.
scores. We're putting our credit scores together. We're just going to buy a Sprinter.
Yeah, it's
That's
1,500.
what we're
We're
doing.
good.
Like if we're 1,500 credit score, it's game over, dog.
But November is you could spend the whole month in Vegas. You could do Win Concourse, SEMA, F1.
One
Like you
It's
could just be
crazy.
there the whole time.
And
triple
honestly, might as well
threat.
stay there for Thanksgiving on top of that. Might as well at that
Yeah, why
point.
Yeah,
not?
Yeah, like it's
the family would love that.
I'm sure
Jorge,
they
what's
would.
your 2026 look like?
Oh, brother, dude, I've, we got Barrett coming up, obviously, towards the end of January. I will be going there again. And that it's been so much fun. Like I feel like I've gotten a chance to do cooler stuff every January the last couple of years, and it's been a real blessing. So I plan on doing that. Unfortunately, Dill's not going to be there, and hopefully you can go ahead and come out, Jordan. But obviously, at least we'll go ahead and get a chance to go ahead and see GP. That'll be cool. Um,
Oh yeah.
my best friend Dell, who does the production of our music for the podcast, his wedding is in February. I am going to be going to his wedding outside of Dallas, so that's a big thing.
Nice.
My oldest nephew is graduating high school in May or June, so I'm going to
Wow.
Texas. On top of that, I have told myself in my brain that I'm going to do everything I can to go to the Velocity Invitational. So, Ali, I'm coming. Hopefully,
Yeah, you
so
and me both, dude. I gotta do
yeah,
that too.
dude, because you have you done Velocity yet, Jordan?
No,
Oh
no, I
my
haven't done it.
gosh. I mean, I haven't shut up about it for like a year and a half, for like a year to Dylan. Like it's good. It was
I
good.
can't wait.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Anything like that where you see cars that you don't normally ever see in motion on the track is like
Yeah.
just the best. Because we are so lucky to get to
Yes.
see and do the stuff that we get to do, and see the cars on lawns all over the world. But like seeing a car moving that you've never seen before, 250
And moving
GTO,
at
McLaren
pace.
F1,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
special.
it's cool. It's
Yeah.
really really cool.
And the cool thing about the Velocity Invitational is not only are you seeing the cars, but you are seeing some individuals that you would not get a chance to see all that often. Like, dude, I remember, shout out to Sam Zimmerman and Michael Zimmerman, friends of ours, friends of the podcast, of course, and whatnot. And I remember me and Sam were recording a podcast like right on the lawn as she was painting this really cool green 550 that was actually from Scottsdale that happened to be in Sonoma with us and whatnot. Where we're recording a podcast and like randomly 6 feet away from us, Roman Grosjean is just like walking by. And so, like on the podcast, we're like, "Hey, Roman, what's up, bro?" Like it was like that was
That's
like
so
that's
sick.
yeah, like that's the sort of stuff that you see. I mean, I'll say this until the day I die. Like I interviewed Jensen Button at the Velocity Invitational for like 6 minutes. Like who like
That's
that's
sick.
not normal. You know what I mean? A Formula One world champion getting a chance to interview him for 6 minutes. That like that it's so there was a variety of others there and whatnot, which was amazing in all of itself. And like
Travis
that's
Pastrana was there, right?
Travis Pastrana was there. Jack Ultramotive got a chance to go ahead and go out with him on track, which was freaking insane.
That's
So
cool.
Project Midnight, which is that crazy Subaru build and whatnot, was there. It was
Mhm.
also at the LA Auto Show 2 weeks ago, which was super
Oh,
cool to
cool.
see it there. And I'm like, I see you, Subaru. Like that car needs to go ahead and do a lot more media because that thing is absolutely rad. So I guess to answer you guys' question, my 2026, I'm going to try and do more to grow the podcast, but I'm also getting a chance to go ahead and do more fun stuff with the family, and everything like that. My sons are all three of them are doing dance now, guys. They're all doing dance. They're doing hip hop. They're doing tap. They're doing, so they're doing all these
Yeah.
recitals. So I'm getting a chance to go ahead and be a dad and see them do their thing that they are in love with in the same way that
That's
I do.
That's
awesome.
cool.
It's so that from that perspective, as you guys, potentially venture into starting your own families and whatnot, like that's something from that. If I can impart anything from me to you, like that is such a beautiful thing. Like as much as I love what I do here, that's what I do it for. And so like getting a chance to
Yeah.
do that for next year, like that's going to be something really cool. So, but
That's
So
awesome.
yeah. And I say this every year, next year is the year that I go to Car Week. Next year is the year. I mean, we're gonna do everything we can to get over there. That's the plan,
Book
boys.
your hotels now.
Book your hotels
yeah.
now. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
crazy.
True that. True that. Put it on the credit card. Max it out. Let's go.
Yep.
Um, But that's the plan. So 2026, I think, is going to be great for the three of us. And I'm just so happy that we got a chance to go ahead and do a podcast tonight because it's long overdue. Jordan, I'm so happy you
Yes.
got a chance to go ahead and come back on. Dill, you know how
Thank
much I
you.
love you, and it's always such a treat to go ahead and have you both here. You guys are my brothers in this space. You guys have, it means so much to me. It's always a treat to not only get a chance to see you, but like get a chance to catch up and then also look forward to the holiday season and as the year ends and stuff like that. I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. So I appreciate you guys both being here tonight. Yeah, so
100%.
for anybody living under a rock, if you're not going ahead and following DuPont Registry, go check out DuPont Registry and all of its subdivisions of Instagram accounts, which several of them are run by Jordan. So there's the DuPont Registry watches, there's DuPont Registry cars and coffee, there's the DuPont Registry mag, there's DuPont
Yep.
Registry itself, which is obviously the big corporate entity. Is there any other one that I'm missing?
Oh gosh, yeah, they're popping up left and right. DuPont Registry
Yeah.
Group, DuPont Registry Live, DuPont Registry. Yeah,
It's
there's a
crazy.
ton of them.
Well, that's the thing. Like DuPont Registry is really, really kind of like doing its own thing right now. Like I feel like it's trying to go. You guys are really chasing after Haggerty and trying to go ahead and really dominate a good sector of the space, and that's really, really cool. Like I love that.
Yeah.
So like I'm all for it. Like because DuPont Registry I think is a brand that the three of us. Obviously, you two because you work there and whatnot, but we grew up loving it, and it's so cool that it's still around. And more ingrained into the space more so than it ever has been. Like that's really cool to see that.
Totally.
Yeah,
That's all
no,
we're
it's
trying to do
it's
is
a
just keep doing cool stuff.
I agree.
yeah, it's a wild ride.
It's a wild ride, and you guys are leading that charge in a sprinter van. So go ahead and follow Jordan. Jordan underscore A on Instagram is where you can go ahead and find him, and then of course you can go ahead and find Dylan on at Race Car Dill. My man basically posted one reel of a G wagon pulling a Bugatti and never posted ever again for good reason because you can't top that reel.
Yeah, I don't know. I like to do an annual video, but I was looking at my Instagram the other day and I was like, I didn't post anything this year. Maybe I'll post something.
Well, you know what?
I
We'll
got
post us. We'll take a
Dude,
picture
you
right
got
after
Dilly
this.
Deals. That's why.
Dilly Deals on for
is
every Friday. Every Friday.
You
Yo,
got
Dill,
it,
I didn't
man.
see any Dilly Deals this past Friday. I assume it was because of the Thanksgiving holiday.
Huh, I must have forgot.
Yeah, you must have been
So
between
like
90 and 100.
I've got I when I started that, I was like, hey, like this is going to be an awesome way to just like help promote my clients.
Yep.
And now it's turned into like most of my Friday where it takes so much time.
It's
And
a lot of
if
prep.
like if I'm on the road or anything, it's very difficult for me to do, but I try to do it every Friday.
Oh,
And
you
it's
got to
just
see his
it's so fun.
operation. His
Oh, it's so
operation
much
is
fun.
like, well, like first off, like I've done the social media thing. I've done posts for us. Like there's a lot that goes into, a single story.
Yeah.
But this guy has a database of everything that he's posted and this and dude, it's way
We
more than
just went
just throwing a
over
story up.
1,000. I put every car like on a spreadsheet just so I can keep track of everything. And I'm over 1,000 lines of cars.
That's
So
insane.
for the whole time,
What people
which is
don't
kind of
understand is
Crazy.
basically what Dylan and Jordan are trying to describe is the fact that he has like 4 computer screens that are like all 65 inches big as
Looks like the
right.
Matrix.
Yeah.
It's the full on major. It's like friggin' Batman and Alfred in the Batcave, like trying to go ahead and view Gotham. That's Dill's operation on a Friday morning when he's trying to get Dilly deals on off the ground.
Yeah.
That's so
I'm not
good.
even using the screens. I've got VR goggles on
VR
that are like
goggles.
making the screens even bigger.
It's like full on Iron Man, Tony Stark type stuff. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
that's so good. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so that's what you can go ahead and look forward to. You can go ahead and look forward to Jordan posting up stuff about the dogs and posting up stuff about please go check out Jordan's articles. All of Jordan's articles are absolutely amazing.
Read my stuff.
And everything and read his stuff. And I'm not just saying that because he's now shouted me out 2 car weeks in a row. I love you. I appreciate you.
Let's go.
I think his stuff is truly amazing. He works really hard at it. And of course, Dill's out here slanging and banging and going ahead and getting you cars that you didn't imagine that you could have gotten into your garage. But if you want it, he's going to get it for you. And then Jordan's going to go ahead and show you the great lifestyle that we all choose, that we all strive to try and live. So it's amazing. Boys, a very Merry Christmas to you both, to you and your ladies and
You
to
as
your
well.
families. It's always a treat. again, you can go ahead and find Tormenting Tarmac on Instagram at Tormenting Tarmac, and we'll be streaming all over the place on Apple and Spotify and all those good places. And this is going up on the YouTube channel as well. So if you want to watch our beautiful faces here, you're more than welcome to do so. And I hope that you all enjoy it, and we'll see you all very much on the other side. But that's Jordan Aquistapace and Dylan Orluck, and my name is Jorge Aquino, and you have all been listening to Tormenting Tarmac. It's the podcast where the enthusiast never dies. Good night, everybody.